Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gina and I make videos about houseplants and houseplant related content, and I make new videos every week, and thanks for joining me here today. So in today's video, we're doing a houseplant tour. So this is the summer houseplant tour. We're in the middle of summer and things are growing amazingly, and I just want to take you through and show you what's going on. So I am breaking this up into parts. I mentioned in my last video that I was thinking about breaking it up because I have so many plants, and when I do a whole houseplant tour video, it's gonna be like an hour and a half long, and I want to make it shorter. I want to bring that time down, so we're going in parts. So today's video, part one, is going to be my living room and then my dining room, which is over there. So perhaps by breaking this into parts, we can spend a little bit more time with each plant instead of like rushing through. Although, again, I don't want this to be a super long video, so I'm not going to spend like a ton of time with each plant, because I mean, just in this room and in my dining room here, I probably have as many plants as the average person has in their entire houseplant collection. So I have a lot of plants. So yeah, we're not going to spend like too much time with each plant, but I don't want to just rush through every single one of these. So yeah, but before we get going, so do you guys recognize my dress from the last video, my Thrift With Me video? I mentioned that I showed you. I got this vintage, probably 70s dress at the thrift store, and I told you I was going to be wearing it in my houseplant tour. Well, here it is, and I'll get you a full-length shot so you can really see what it looks like. So let me do that. Okay, so some of you expressed interest in wanting to see what the dress looked like on, so here it is, and I think it's pretty cute. I did add a belt to it. If I take the belt off, I can show you what it looks like with the belt off. That's what it looks like with the belt off. Just kind of, I gotta suck my stomach in because, you know, but that's without the belt. I don't know, what do you think? Belt on, belt off? I think I like the belt on because it helps me keep my stomach in, haha. So there it is. So the belt I actually got at an estate sale, and the dress came from the thrift store. This belt came from, we went to an estate sale where like everything was from the 80s. I'm sure this belt was from the 80s. And I like mixing things, like my house is eclectic, my clothes are eclectic. I just like mixing different looks together. So yeah, and this is a French cuff dress. It's got French cuff sleeves, so I used my cufflinks. And here's what the collar looks like. Not a huge collar. You would think like for the 70s, it would have the big collar. So that's kind of what makes me think it's not 70s. Like maybe it's 60s, but I don't know. I don't really know. But so that's it. This is my houseplant tour outfit. All right, so we should get started on this tour because we have quite a bit to go through. Nora's hanging out here with us. Maybe she'll hang out through the whole thing. We'll see. And I think we're going to start on this end. So let's head over here. So the first plant we're looking at here is my Dracaena marginata, which is a new plant that I just got at an estate sale for like $5. It came with this beautiful pot. I love the pot. I love the plant. I love the way it looks here. This pot here is no drainage, so I'm a little bit worried, just a little bit worried about if I'm going to be able to keep it happy or not. I mean, I have kept plants with no drainage alive and happy before, so it shouldn't be a problem, but you know, you never know. But so, isn't it just pretty? I love this. I love its shape. Now, I was warned, Chris warned me that her cat, she thinks her cat got sick from her Dracaena, marginata, because it was chewing on it all the time, and she warned me to be careful with my cats. So I think it's in a good position here where the cats can't get to it. We'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on it. But if you do have one of these, just keep that in mind that it could cause issues. I believe she said it was bladder issues. So that's the Dracaena marginata. All right, so this next plant we're looking at, this is my peace lily. This is the domino peace lily, which is, as you can see, it has some variegation in the leaves. And this is actually my first ever peace lily. In all my years, all of my many years of plant keeping, I never had a peace lily, and this is my first one. And I love it, absolutely love it. So it tells me when it needs water, it gets droopy, and in fact, I think it's almost at the point of wanting to be watered again. So this one gets in the afternoon, usually like around this time. It starts getting some sun on it, but it's another cloudy day today. Looks like it's gonna rain. Yeah, looks like it's gonna rain again. So we're not getting any direct sun rays, but when it does get sun, it's very brief. It's not a very long amount of time, so it doesn't burn. It's perfect. It's perfect in this spot right here. Perfectly happy, perfectly beautiful. All right, so up here on my vintage radio, there are two plants here. The first one we're gonna look at is this Scindapsus pictus exotica. And this is actually let me show you how long it is, how far down it goes. All the way down here, trailing so far. This is actually a propagation from my mother plant, which lives in my bedroom. And it's just so beautiful. I love the way it looks here on this radio. So next to it, this is my variegated Maranta prayer plant, and it's doing okay. So this one hasn't been in this room for very long. I had it in my family room, and I don't think it was getting enough light, so I brought it here, and it does seem to be so much happier here. I think that variegation is going to come in nicely for it now that it's getting brighter light. So these two live on my antique radio, and I think they just look so pretty together. All right, so next up, we're looking at the Philodendron tortum. This was a wish list plant for 2023, and I was so happy to get it. Came to me, it was a starter plant, as you can see. It's not very big at all. It's still a little baby, but it's given me a couple new leaves, one that is in the process of opening, as you can see. And I just love this plant. This is such a cool plant. If you've been thinking about getting one of these, totally do it. Now, I believe I got mine, it was on Etsy. It might have been a starter plant from the Green Escape. So if you go with a starter plant, it's gonna be cheaper, and it doesn't take long for these to grow at all. I mean, look, this is just after a few months, 2-3 months, and it's already just getting that classic, just beautiful look. So that's the Philodendron tortum. It lives right here on this table near a northwest facing window, and it loves it here. It gets, again, just like my peace lily, it gets some sun in the afternoon, and it's doing fantastic. And I think it could stay in this spot for a long time. It'll just fill in this area. Okay, so in this area right here, I have this really cute ladder shelf, which was another estate sale find. I found the ladder shelf at the estate sale and it was probably like 10 bucks. And look here, something else we'll be looking at soon. It's trying to get into the frame. Okay, so we're gonna take a closer look at what's on this shelf. All right, so at the top of the shelf, now these three have been hanging out here together for probably almost 2 years. They've been up here quite a long time. They're not super fast growers. So here we have the pickle plant, which is kind of a neat plant, growing kind of crazy. It was going straight up and it's finally tipped over here. But now it's like going up again, so I don't know. That's the pickle plant. That one lives here on the left. This is my string of buttons, a cute succulent is here in the middle. And then over on the right, this is the elephant bush, which, as you can see, it's lost some leaves over time, but it's a nice variegated plant, succulent. Even has a little bit of pink to it, and it just hangs out up here. So those are the three at the top. All right, so the next level we have two Hoyas. We have my Hoya croniana splash here, and then this is the Hoya wyetii variegata here. And as you can see, we're getting some sun. The clouds are clearing out a bit and we're getting some sun. And let me show you how, just real quick, how my tortum gets some sun. Am I blocking it? I'm blocking it there. And then also, I'll get out of the way again. My peace lily is getting some sun. Let me show you just how long this is and top heavy. I wanted to tip over because it's just so long and top heavy. But that's the Hoya croniana splash. So pretty. Set that back up there carefully. And then the Hoya wyetii variegata. It's a beautiful plant. So those two chill out right on that second shelf. All right, so on the third shelf is this one plant that just sits here all by itself, and this is the Epipremnum aria. There might be more to that name, and I can't remember exactly what it is. The name will be up on the screen if there's more to it, but look how pretty that is. Just variegated. Maybe it's Epipremnum aria variegata, perhaps. But this was one of my import plants that I received, and it's just doing so well. This is its newest leaf. It's got another one on the way, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. And this was one that they just sent me. I did not pick this one out. They just sent it to me, and I'm so glad they did. I would never have known about it. I would never have known to get that one, and I just love it. Love it so much. And then finally, on the fourth shelf, we just have one no ID cactus. This is another one I picked up at an estate sale. I actually picked it up for the pot because I love the pot so much, but now I'm in love with the cactus also. I just wish I knew what kind it was. I have no idea. So if you know, let me know in the comments what you think it might be. So cute on that shelf. All right, so right next door in this standing planter, this is my Hoya macrophila albomarginata. Hoya macrophila albomarginata. And this one was moved here, I believe, in the spring. I brought it to this location. It was in my dining room, and it was getting really big, and it was just like precariously on the shelf over there. So I thought, I'm gonna move it over here, and it's doing so well. It's like perfect in this location. It gets, as you can see, it gets some sunlight in the afternoon, and it has exploded with more growth. Let me see if I can pull it out. The vine here has gone back behind my ladder shelf, but I don't know if you can see. It has this giant leaf back here, and I just adore this plant. It's got some new leaves coming out here, and it's an awesome plant. It's one of my very favorite Hoyas. And I love that it's just like a common, inexpensive Hoya, and it just looks so great. I mean, I think this looks better than some of my more expensive Hoyas. It's just so interesting, the texture, the leaf texture, the colors of these leaves, just this creamy yellow. I love yellow, and I love yellow variegation, and it's just beautiful. So that's Hoya macrophila albomarginata. All right, so moving along here to this windowsill, we have a burro's tail, or donkey tail, I think is the name. I'm not sure which one it actually is, but this is a succulent. It's a beautiful, like bluish green color. I love these. I used to have a giant one when I lived in California. It was probably about 4 or 5 feet tall, long, hit the ground. I sold it when we moved out of California, and this one, this whole plant here, was grown from, it was a propagation grown from just like one of these little leaves here. And I love this plant. It just hangs out here. Next to it is some cat grass for my cat, which I'm in the process of growing a new batch for her because this one's looking a little bit rough, but she loves this grass, and because she has this grass, she leaves my plants alone. So that's a tip. If you have cats that like to eat your plants, provide them some cat grass or oat grass, and hopefully, like my cats, they will leave your precious plants alone. All right, so up next we have here, actually not that one yet. We are going here and looking at my Hoya carnosa compacta variegata. And look how long this one. You probably saw it just a second ago when we were looking at the donkey tail succulent. This one, look how beautiful this is. This one has just taken off in this window. It absolutely loves it here. And my favorite part is this right here, this pink and white variegated piece here. Let me bring you in closer to look at that. All right, so now next we're gonna look at this. This is my ponytail palm, and it hangs here. Not your classic place for a ponytail palm to hang out, but it's in this macrame plant hanger that I made. And I got inspiration for this when I was at a local plant shop, and I saw they had a ponytail palm hanging in a macrame just like this, and I just thought it was the neatest looking thing, and I just love the way it looks. And yeah, and it just chills here in this west-northwest facing window, and I water it once a week, and it does great. It's just, look at it, it's so, I don't know if you can even see just how big this has gotten, but this is such a low maintenance type of plant. It's awesome, I love it. The Ponytail palm. All right, so right here next to me, this is my Hoya kerrii variegata. I was almost gonna say Hoya kerrii obovata variegata. Huh? What? No, this is Hoya kerrii variegata, and let me take it out of here so you can get a closer look at it. So this one, I moved this here from my bedroom because it just wasn't like doing anything in my bedroom. And wow, that's dusty. I should have done something about that before we started this video, but it's got cat hair on it because my cats come up here all the time and get their hair everywhere. But anyway, so I moved this here because right next door, which we're going to be looking at next, is my regular Hoya kerrii. And this one has done so well in this location. I thought, well, maybe, just maybe this one will take some notes from that one and start giving me more growth. And looks like it tried to give me a couple new leaves and they dried up. So, but I believe this whole tip here is new since it was moved to this spot. So we have a little bit of progress. So let's hope that continues. So, all right, so let's look at this big guy now. Okay, so this here is my Hoya kerrii. This is just the plain, it's not variegated. And this is my focal point of this room for me. Like, this is what stands out the most. This is what, I love this plant. I've had this plant for maybe, let's see, since 2020. I think I got it in 2020. And it was the slowest grower for me in the beginning. I had it in too low of light. And I think that's the key with these. They need as bright of light as you can give them. Now, I've said before, but this is a west-northwest facing window. So in the afternoon, and I'm not even sure what time it is. It might be like 5 o'clock, maybe, at this point. I think so. I think it's about 5 o'clock. So it's getting, and it's a cloudy day. So normally there would be some more sun than this, but it loves that direct sun. It loves some direct sun in the afternoon. I have never seen any adverse effects from it getting blasted with western sunlight, west-northwestern sunlight in the afternoon. So, and we had some peduncles. It just bloomed, the blooms dropped. And the one thing about this one is those flowers are the stickiest flowers, and they're red, like the sap on them is red. So when it makes a mess. This is a pretty messy plant. It's probably the stickiest one I have, and I have to clean up my table. Oh, here's some right here. I can take you in to look. There's a peduncle here with flowers. So, and the red that you see, that's the sap. It is so sticky. So yeah, I'll take you in to look at that. All right, so moving on. You know what? I just went and checked to see what time it was because I was really curious to see what time it was. It is 6:20. I'm sure I started this at like 4, maybe it was 4:30. What in the world? Wow, I didn't know it was so late. So you know what, you guys? I think what I'm gonna do, my plan was to do 2 rooms for this houseplant tour, I think we're gonna just stick with this one room for this video. And then the next video, because I have so many plants in my dining room, there's no way I have time to do that all today. And I wanted to get it all done today so I can edit tomorrow. So this houseplant tour is just gonna be the living room. We're just doing the living room today. Okay, so next up, I've got some weird glare. Look at that. It's like sun rays. I don't know why it's doing that. The sun must be, I don't know how to fix that. Oh, anyway, all right. So the next plant we're looking at, this is my Sansevieria moonshine, and it hasn't been here that long. I moved this one here from my bedroom also, but I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the moonshine. I think it's a beautiful plant. It's my favorite Sansevieria. I have more than one of these. I have two. I have another one in my bedroom also. So I just love them. I think I found this one locally. I think I found both of them locally, so yeah, Sansevieria moonshine. All right, so the next plant we're looking at is the Hoya obovata variegata. Beautiful plant. So I just moved this plant here recently. It has not been here long. My Thai pink lipstick plant used to live here, and it just couldn't handle as much sun as it was getting. So I had to move it, and I thought I'd try this one in its place. So we're still seeing how this is doing, but so far, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's doing fine with this bright location. So that is the Hoya obovata variegata, one of my favorite plants, hitting the ceiling. This isn't like, that's like a low section of the ceiling, that's the top of the ceiling, and this is just like a little like architectural detail there, but it's hitting that. So, and then right next door, this is my Pothos, my Snow Queen Pothos, looking lovely. She was recently propagated, trimmed, because she just was looking, she had some bare stems, so I had to take care of that, and she's looking pretty good there. So over here we have some cacti. This one, I am not sure the name on that one. I think that is its flower. Is that a flower? That is the ugliest flower I have ever seen. If that is a flower, it's like hair. It's like fuzzy. So bizarre. Is that a flower? Tell me, you guys, if you know. I can't figure out what else it could be. It's got to be a flower. It's weird. So this one is the Euphorbia obesa. That one's got some, is it new growth? I guess new growth at the top. And then this one is the what is that? Gymnocalycium hortensii variegata. And that is a flower. I know that's a flower because this one flowered for me before, and I'll include a picture here of just how amazing that flower looks. I love this plant, this cactus, so cool. And these three just chill here on this windowsill. Love them. So up here we have my Pothos. So there's my disco balls going crazy. So cool. My cat loves that. She goes nuts for that. Okay, this is my Pothos Pearls and Jade or Enjoy. I do not know which it is. I have no clue. I don't know. But look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that just beautiful? These leaves, oh my goodness. Every single one, just little works of art. And then this one trails, goes all the way up and across and down here and I love it. Love the way it looks there. Hangs in this basket on the wall. All right, so below the Pothos Enjoy or Pearls and Jade is my collection of ZZ plants. So we have ZZ Raven. Isn't it stunning? Beautiful plant. And then we have just a regular ZZ, just your regular average ZZ plant. It's got some new leaves coming out, new stems. And then this is the ZZ Chameleon, which is really cool, different, has a different look to it. I love it. New leaves, new stems coming out here. Doing really well in this location. And then next to those, we have one of two Aglaonemas that I have in my collection. And isn't it pretty? Look at those colors. I love Aglaonemas. I don't know that I have room for any more than the two that I have, but, and I can't remember the exact name of this one. It'll be on the screen, but I think it's so pretty. It looks so pretty there next to my pink couch and with the ZZs. Just love it. All right, so right here behind me on these two shelves, these are all Scindapsus. And this is my Scindapsus collection, except for, well, you saw the Scindapsus pictus exotica when we first started this tour, and then I do have another one in my bedroom, but this here is where they all hang out. This is where they hang out. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of Scindapsus here, and we'll take a look at each one. Yeah, let me take you in closer to look. All right, so the first one we're looking at here is the Scindapsus Silver Lady, and it is so beautiful. Such a beautiful print pattern on this one. And I believe, let's see, she comes all the way down here. Oh gosh, it's grown even more than I thought. All the way. This is her, those are her vines. I think I need to propagate her and get some of these in my shop for you guys. But such a beautiful plant, I love it. So that's the first one. And then here we have the Scindapsus, and I believe this is the, I want to say silver satin or silver, I can't remember the name, but I'll put it on the screen. Look at that. Just the dark green background with that silvery, splashy pattern. It's just beautiful. And this one goes behind here and around, and where does it go? I think it's hooked up in here with the Silver Lady. So that one could use some trimming as well. So then we have this one, which is the Scindapsus Satin, I think. Pretty sure. Scindapsus Satin. I love this one. It's just a solid green. It does have some like markings on it, but I'm not sure what that would be. It's not like part of the pattern. It's just got like, I don't know, is it minerals coming out of the leaves or something? I don't know. Look at that, how pretty that is. And then this one trails, here's my couch, trails here, and I have it going up here and down, and it's going all the way down here. So once again, this is another one that needs to be propagated. But look kind of been putting it off. I don't know why. I just do. I like to procrastinate on stuff, I guess. So up here we have, what is this one? This is, I believe, the Scindapsus Silver Hero. Another beautiful, this is part of it here. Just love it. I just love Scindapsus. They're such a neat genus, and they're so easy, and they let you know when they need water. They get just a little bit wilty, and they're like, we need water. But it's such a cool plant. All right, so here we have the Scindapsus Silvery Ann. This is a more common one. You can even find this one at places like Home Depot and Lowe's. But the thing I like about this one is it's got the speckles, but then it's got like down here, like it was dipped in silver, just at the bottom. Looks like it's been dipped. It's got a little extra on some of the leaves, not all of them. But that's that one. And then here is just your typical Scindapsus argyrius. Very common, very inexpensive, and just so pretty. Look how pretty that is. Just love it. And this one definitely needs some trimming. Comes down, goes up, goes across my macrame, trails down, all the way down here. So these guys are really, really happy in this room. They just love it. All right, so last but not least, in this room, on this table, I have one plant, and it is the Dischidia rustifolia variegata. Look how long this plant has gotten. Look at this. So long. And I occasionally do have this one in my shop, thepinktrellis.com. My website, I do sell propagations of this one, and look how pretty. Look at that, it's just like a work of art. These leaves, so many of these plants just have the most beautiful leaves, and this is one of them. And this plant also flowers, but I don't see any current flowers. But it hangs out here on this coffee table. In this vase planter, and very easy care. I water it once a week, and it's not like super close to the window. It's here, and it's the perfect amount of light. So I would say this plant is fine in medium indirect light, and it's just so pretty. All right, so that is everything in my living room, and that is going to be it for part one. Like I said, I run out of time, and I have so many more plants in my dining room, so part one is just the living room, and there's quite a few in here. I haven't counted them up. I should count them up, put the number on the screen, how many there actually were in this room. So I really hope you enjoyed part one of my houseplant tour, summer 2023. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I make new videos every week, twice a week. And I'd love to have you as part of this community. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm not sure if it may not be part two. I might do a favorites video in the next one. It's like almost the end of the month. So I'll do a favorites video for July, and then we'll probably do part two. We'll do part two. So So stay tuned for part 2 of the houseplant tour. And yeah, so thanks guys. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Bye.